We're here with Karen Hertz, Chief Brewista at Holidaily here in Golden, Colorado.
Thanks for coming.
Cheers.
Cheers. The name of Holidaily is really about, most of the people that are gluten-free are for a reason. They were sick or not feeling good and it just makes them feel better. A lot of them have come from a place that they were really sick, whether it's cancer, an autoimmune disease, celiac disease, or just really not feeling well. And now they could have a beer every day if they wanted to. So it's about making the most of every single day.
The logo too, especially when you see the big one. There's a lot going on in there.
And that really helps explain it. You know, all of us have a different way of fulfilling our lives. And if you look at that big logo, all the different letters have a different, whether it's activity, there's one on the beach, one in a kayak, one fishing, one skiing. And that's how people are happy and live life every single day. So Holidaily is every day's a holiday, make the most of it. We really wanted something that looked kind of like the old school postcards, and that's sort of where the idea came from. And then we drew from that and said, okay, let's take it to a personal level where people can relate to the message we're trying to get across.
All right, so your first beer to distribute was Favorite Blonde.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that beer. Kind of why was that your first beer to distribute?
For sure. When we opened with 3 beers on tap. Okay. So we had a stout, an IPA, and a blonde, just to get our doors open, knowing that we were going to move forward with blonde for distribution. Our community hasn't had a beer in maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe longer. And so we kind of want to bring them back to beer. And so we started with something that's a little less complex than a hardcore craft beer. It's really just a refreshing, smooth, light drinking beer. So we can kind of ease them back in and welcome them back to the beer world. Favorite Blonde is really important to me, just the story behind it. My grandfather called me his favorite blonde. I called him my favorite gray. I have envelopes at home of letters he wrote me. The return address is from Favorite Gray to me. So it's just a kind of a cool thing that he and I had. But he was an eye doctor. And so we made the label, designed the label with an eye chart. And then on the sides we have there's little glasses and a little, just it looks like an eye doctor's office. There's the exam chair that you get your eye exam at. And all of our beer cans have just a special little kind of logo that's going to carry with the brand. And so for this one, it was some glasses. We're the only gluten-free beer in a can.
Oh, really?
Yes. So if you go check out the gluten-free section, the only cans you'll see are ours. Overall, though, our beers are different, not only because they're gluten-free and really because they're gluten-free, but all of our ingredients are gluten-free from beginning to end. So that's how we differentiate ourselves and how we call ourselves, the 100% dedicated gluten-free brewery in Colorado, is we're the only one that all we use is gluten-free ingredients. We're not making any other kinds of beer. There's some confusion with gluten-reduced beers versus gluten-free. We are 100% dedicated gluten-free. We're certified that way, and all we use is gluten-free ingredients. What we had to do, because of these grains, they're just physically smaller than barley or wheat. So people have some issues with basically filtration of these grains, of lautering. These grains get through their filters, so we had to customize our system so that we could utilize these grains just as if it was barley or wheat. Plans moving forward?
Yeah, future plans, distribution.
So I would say this year, 2017, we're really looking at expanding the retail outlets that we're in, whether it's restaurants and liquor stores. We have 2 beers that we distribute now. So we started with the blonde. Since then, we've added Fat Randy's IPA. So now we have 2 out in the market. So our focus this year is really adding accounts. And then in addition, we're going to add a couple more beers. We're going to have a seasonal coming up this summer to be announced shortly. And we're hoping to add one other full-time by the end of the year.